there in the background this morning.
All right, that's it for us here on Good Day Chicago, everybody. Stay right there, though. Chicago Now starts in 5 seconds.
Thanks for watching Chicago Now. We are going to have a really fun show. We kind of teased it before that commercial break. If you missed it, we get to talk to someone who performs at Disney on Ice, because Disney on Ice is back to Chicago this year, and the show is phenomenal, super impressive. Can't wait to dive into that interview and ask so many questions, because I was holding my breath.
When did you see it?
Acrobatics, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, just a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did you see it at Rosemont?
Yes. And the tickets are fairly affordable. They're fairly affordable. And the experience itself was wonderful, because we went to a morning show on a Saturday. It was like a 10:30 a.m. show. Perfect. Got it in right before nap time. It was a packed house.
They know the drill.
They have
They know that, like, that's the perfect time. It's like before that afternoon nap.
Yeah, and
crash
you know what?
in the
I'm
car
just
on the
saying
way
this now,
home. Yeah.
because when we talk to them, I don't want them to know my secrets. But I'm wondering if it's okay, if you've been, especially in the past, to bring in your own bubble maker and light thing, because that was my only complaint about the experience, was just how expensive, because you walk in and
Oh, they
it's like
all
this
want the
display
bubble
table,
maker.
and the bubble makers are like $50 a pop.
Oh, no.
$50. I'm like, could we bring in our own? Would that be allowed?
BYO
bring your
bubble
own
maker? I don't
snacks.
know about that, Caitlin.
Right? So I'm curious.
I mean, it would
That
be a
was-
little hack. Maybe that's just
Or like
between us and our audience.
They have some dolls there, like Frozen dolls, for example, like Elsa's. If your kid has their own Elsa doll, bring that, because it's very tempting for these children when they walk in. They see all the flashing lights and the bubbles and the dolls.
Yeah,
and they're
no,
like,
no.
"Ooh, Mom, Dad, I want one of those."
I remember taking Theo to Medieval Times. Highly recommend, by the way. Medieval Times.
so cool?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Over-delivered. So good.
Good.
So good. It was so good. I loved it.
Wow.
They really go all out.
Okay.
But to your point, they were selling these like light-up swords.
Yep.
Theo absolutely had to have one. I
$75
couldn't say,
later.
No, it wasn't that bad, but yeah. I mean,
A bag of popcorn
Just,
is
yeah.
$25. It's kind of the same idea as when you go to the theater, actually, and you bring your
That's
own
true.
snacks, because it's just so expensive. But anyways,
I'm guessing the
I
actor's
digress.
not going to be able to speak to stadium policy, but we get to speak with one of the actors, and I am super excited because he's a local guy.
Super fun.
He's a local guy,
Very
so
talented.
he's been a figure skater forever. He's obviously full of talent. Also, we're going to be getting a visit from two puppies from Paw Chicago. And they are going to be speaking to us about a campaign of theirs called Slice to Meet You.
From what I understand, they're
Nice
bringing some
to meet
pizza
you.
in today, too.
So we might get treated to some za. We'll see where that's from. And gosh, Caitlin, I feel horrible for Savannah Guthrie.
Wild story.
Today's show
Out of
host
a
Savannah
movie,
Guthrie.
it
Yeah.
seems.
This is so sad.
So sad.
Her mom has disappeared. There's a search underway for her in the state of Arizona, I believe. And it's not like there's just no evidence of foul play at the house. Police are saying there is, like, it looks like something questionable happened. And so I just cannot imagine being in her position right now. We do cover a lot of missing persons cases, some of which last for years and years, and I just cannot imagine having a missing loved one out there. The uncertainty, the lack of closure, just the...
Her mom.
Yeah,
I mean, it's your mom.
She's in her 80s.
Missing since Sunday. Abducted from her bed? That is just wild. We're going to be talking with TMZ about the latest with this development, which, by the way, is Michael Babcock perhaps ready?
Pima County.
I guess he's
So
not
is
ready
that
yet.
Tucson? Okay, we'll get all the information in just a moment. But yeah, it's just I actually, in a previous job, I worked in the same newsroom, not for the same entity as her, but worked in the same physical space as Savannah. She was the legal reporter at the time, and just a wonderful person. And you know, your heart just goes out to her in a situation like this. It's so sad.
We do have, I think, a minute to chit-chat before we get our friends at TMZ joining us. Maybe this would be a good time to talk about the trending ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh, Caitlin, do you have that?
Situation. I think we do have it. So on ChatGPT right now, on social media, you might see these pictures pop up. They almost look cartoonish. There's this trend where you type into ChatGPT with your picture and you say, make a caricature of my profession and see what it comes up with. And I posted it on my social media account yesterday, and I was just blown away. It even has Anthony in the background.
I kind of superimposed my own identity onto that. I'm being told TMZ is ready to rock and roll, so we will show you Caitlin's
cliffhanger there.
I don't know.
My
It's quite a composite of images.
It's super fun. In the meantime, too, if you want to do it yourself, I encourage you to do so because it's pretty surprising.
You're saying that it actually takes into account a lot of like individual things about you.
How do you know this ChatGPT kind of thing?
I don't know whether to be excited or scared.
Both.
Maybe a combination of both.
For sure.
Okay, Michael Babcock is ready to go. Let's see, there he is, 10:05.
I kind of want to see the though. Hi guys, good morning.
Have you done this trend?
No, so what do I do? I'm on ChatGPT way too much. So what do I do?
Okay, so take a selfie, post your picture to ChatGPT, and in the line write, make a caricature of my profession. Don't give any more details and see what it comes up with.
Make a caricature of my profession, okay?
Yes.
Yes. And then it'll pop up this photo of you as almost a cartoon character, and then it'll plaster around you not only what you do for a living, but like everything that you're interested in.
If you want to, do you have the app on your phone right there?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to give you. I'm going to run through the bullet points because I do want to see your composite when it comes up.
Oh man, this is going to really expose me as a horrible speller here. Caricature.
Caricature. I like the New Jersey accent on that word too. Caricature.
Caricature. I can't say it without it.
That's a hard word.
Caricature. Oh, we used to work with a producer, Erin, remember? And she would say the carousel. Remember, we have this thing in our newsroom called the carousel. It's like the carousel tease, and I don't know. She was from Boston, but she would say carousel.
Really?
It always I loved it. I loved it.
Love it.
All right. While Michael's doing that, I'll run through some of the bullet points of what we have heard so far about the Savannah Guthrie thing, because we do need to get serious here for a second.
Absolutely.
But we are hearing that she could have been taken by force in the middle of the night.
That's exactly right. You know what? I think too on Monday or Sunday night, Monday, as you hear that, an 84-year-old woman is missing, I think a lot of people thought, okay, could this be a situation where perhaps not knowing, exactly what was going on, that Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's mom, might have walked off and that she would then be found somewhere, but found safe. But the thought of that was dashed then once the sheriff from the county in Arizona where she lives in Tucson in a really fancy, really beautiful neighborhood, when he gets in front of the podium and he says that this is a crime scene and that there are indications that a crime was committed. Now, he was really careful in how he spoke and the words that he used, but from what we've been able to gather, talking to people that we've talked to the last 2 days here now, is that there was forced entry into the home. So there was signs of a break-in, and there have also been reports that there was blood that was found inside the home. Add to it that, again, she was 84. She's not in great physical health. She's not in a state where she could just get up and go somewhere on her own if she wanted to. It would have to be somebody taking her, and seems like that's what the authorities believe has happened. You've got local law enforcement, you've got the FBI. The FBI obviously has got a ton of experience with ransom, with kidnapping cases. They even have Border Patrol helping, because Border Patrol obviously has a lot of the canines that could potentially be used to find her. So it's an all-out manhunt. They're desperately trying to find her, and obviously the hope is that she is found unharmed.
Okay, so my question is, you mentioned how it's an affluent area. These houses are beautiful, they're large. I'm sure there were cameras set up in place. Has there been any word about what may have been caught on camera?
Yeah, so there are cameras, not any word what might have been caught, but we've been told that they are examining the cameras, as you would obviously expect, and not just the ones in Savannah Guthrie's mom's home, but also neighboring homes, neighbors who might have Ring cameras or surveillance cameras, and they are obviously hoping to get any clue for who might have done this, where they might have headed, and anything that can help find, I think number one goal obviously is to find her and find her safely, but two, who is responsible for this and what's the reason? Is this a targeted situation where Savannah's mom was targeted? Perhaps because of who she is, or was it something that was completely random? There's more unanswered questions now than there are answered ones.
Man, okay. Do we expect to hear? I know the police department has been pretty out front on this. Do we expect to learn anything this morning or later today?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think that they would have another news conference today. Like you said, they've been pretty open and forthcoming with the information, and I think they understand that this is a high-profile case and there's a lot of interest in it. And also too, they're asking they're asking people in the area, especially for help. So it's helpful to them to get the story out there, obviously, and to have it front of mind for people. So I think that's another aspect that probably plays into this. They want the city's help, they want the area's help, and constant news conferences, it helps that accomplish that.
Yeah.
Have we heard from Savannah? I guess I haven't.
Yeah.
What has she said?
Yeah, she hasn't. So she hasn't been working, obviously, and they've since taken her off the Olympic coverage. They've obviously got the Olympics coming up here. But she released a statement with her family yesterday, praying for the safe return of her mother. And then last night she posted on social media, on her Instagram account, a prayer and kind of more of the same. Just my mom is somebody of deep faith, and we are really praying that she is returned safely and no one has harmed her. So not too much, and we haven't heard her actually speak. It's just been written statements. I can only imagine what the family is going through.
Oh, it's just
got to be a horrible time.
Horrible.
All right, we're going to switch gears. Michael, we want to ask you about the status of daytime talk shows. We understand that...
a lot of changes.
Yeah, exactly. So Kelly Clarkson, NBC Universal and Kelly Clarkson announced that this is the run is coming to an end. What's behind this decision?
Yeah, it's a good question. Is this because Kelly and her statement has made it sound like it was a decision that she made? In reality, was that entirely true? Obviously, we've seen the networks cancel more than just, or end more than just Kelly's show. There have been other shows as well. So, look, bottom line is she's been doing the show now for almost 7 seasons. The 7th season is airing. And she says, I need to concentrate on my 2 kids. Her family went through a tragedy last year. Her ex, Brandon Blackstock, passed away. He was only 48 years old. He was sick, and he tragically died. And obviously, she's got 2 kids, and despite the fact that they weren't still married, they weren't together romantically, obviously for her children, this was an enormous charity, just horrible thing in their life, and she wants to be there for them now. And the day in, day out grind of the talk show, I think, was difficult for her. So she says, look, I'm not going away. I'm going to still make music. I'm just not going to be doing this show day in, day out after this season. So, I know it was a show that got routinely over 1 million viewers a day, and it was one of the more popular shows out there. So fans are bummed, but it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
So we're seeing, as you mentioned, other talk shows get canceled. Do you think this is the way of the future? Like, why are they not successful anymore?
Right, and Kelly, like I said, in Kelly's case, I'm not sure what the ratings were for Sherry Shepherd. Obviously, her show is, going through this as well. But again, strong ratings, really strong ratings. So, I think it's an indication of just a larger shift in television, and unfortunately, because of it, Kelly's show is going away.
Makes sense. Okay, Michael, we're almost out of time. Any action on the ChatGPT? You got did anything come up?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you could show it to the camera.
Okay, I don't know. Can you see this?
Oh,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there it is.
Literally,
they got the hair pretty good.
they get the hair.
It says, hold on, I gotta go up. Does it say something having to do with? Did I say ESPN?
TMZ Sports.
Oh no, sports.
That's
TMZ
Sports. My official title here. So yeah,
they got it pretty
good.
Way.
It's got a lot of computers
pretty
and TVs
good.
And yeah. Oh, it's just #1 boss.
I lost
I'll
my
take
earpiece.
that. I don't know if everyone here would say that.
Plug back in here.
#1 boss. Oh, that's such a fun trend. I'm trying to get Anthony to do it, but
I've got to do it.
Come
I
on,
don't have the
Anthony.
app. I don't have the app. I have it on my desktop.
You gotta get it.
he doesn't
You'll
even
be
have it on his
addicted.
phone. I
That's
said
all I do.
ChatGPT is phenomenal. She's so nice too. I don't know if it's a she or a he, but they put
I
little
like how you said
hearts,
she.
they put little
Oh,
smileys,
they're-
Yeah.
the way they talk, like,
It
ooh,
must
good
be a woman.
choice.
Yeah, but it's too smart to be a guy. It's,
Thank you for humoring us. Michael Babcock, always good to see you. Thank you
Thanks,
very much,
guys.
sir.
Bye.
Do we get to see Caitlin's now? Okay, let's check out
Ew.
Caitlin's.
All right, here it comes. Which, okay, this is a really fun.
It looks just like you. I mean,
did a great
I mean, it's a cartoon version, but it really
Sure.
kind of.
Yeah, all right, so let me explain a little bit. But, okay, and then we'll add the questionable stuff on this picture. First of all, I see the city in the background, a lot of home stuff, all right? This is like my hobby. My one hobby is bluebirds and home stuff, and then obviously kids, my whole world. Coffee, obsessed. I don't know what the cat's there for. My kids, my girls.
The cat, they got that wrong.
They got that wrong. My girls really like cats. I like cats too, but I don't, Anyways, and then at the bottom of the screen, the questionable thing is the hand that's holding those swatches there, Anthony. What are we looking at? Because I feel like it looks like a dinosaur hand or something.
What?
You see it?
A
All right.
dinosaur hand.
Holding the fabrics at the bottom. I don't know.
It just holding the fabrics at the bottom. Okay, I thought you were talking about your own hand.
Oh yeah, no, my hand looks fine.
And those are swatches too, aren't they? Or those are just color things?
Well,
Wait, explain that.
I think that's probably because I was looking for curtains in my house, and I was asking a lot of questions about like home interior. I'm also trying to decide what color paint to paint my walls, so maybe that's what the paint's
There you
for.
go.
The bluebird on my shoulder, I'm obsessed with my bluebirds to a fault. I'm a little weird about it, to be honest. Like when they don't come into their little house that I put on my backyard at night, I get anxiety. And then obviously the kids. But
Yeah, the kids.
This was just cracking me up because I just thought, this is pulling from like,
Every
my
area of
interests.
your life.
Yeah, I don't see anything about weather in there. That was the one thing.
Well, you got the TV with the clouds and
Yeah,
this
sure.
thing, and
that.
I'm wondering if it hears me talking about my cat, and as your co-host, maybe
could be.
it
And that little
listening.
boy is Anthony as a child.
That's what I said. That little cape
Yep.
running by and those
Yep.
little chucks.
So cute. So yeah, you guys should try it at home. Even if like my husband is a stay-at-home dad, he did it too. What's my profession? And it was so funny. It was like him with all the kids, and it said like to-do list, and it had like laundry, dishes, cooking, or whatever. And he had like glasses on and his hat, and I don't know. It's super sweet.
Michael kind of alluded to this. He's like, I use ChatGPT way too much. I feel like I'm in the same boat. It feels like it's replacing Google.
Oh, 100%.
For me.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the results are so much more specific and
fast.
tailored, quick.
And asks you questions, and yeah.
If you Google something, you get a
Yes.
ton of results. You got to scroll, and then it's not exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
Do you find that you are going
Using
down the
ChatGPT more?
ChatGPT?
Lately, yeah, yes. And at first I was kind of like hesitant, like, oh, AI is going to take all
Right.
of our jobs. But the problem is you got to get on the boat or it's going to leave without you. So I think we really do have to get
yeah.
used to incorporating AI, ChatGPT, into our life because it's happening whether we want it to or not. And I did call ChatGPT a her because it's so funny. Like I posted like, should I do these curtains or these curtains? And she, just because she ChatGPT texted back or wrote back in a way that seemed like a girlfriend, like, ooh, cute choice.
That's why you called it a she.
Smiley face. Oh, okay.
Have you ever used it
Hold
yet?
on. We just got. Oh, okay. So if you-
Caricature.
yeah, if you want to do this chat, we just had 2 puppies come in, you guys. That's why we're just.
That's why everyone's distracted.
If you want to try this, open up your ChatGPT app. You have to have an account. Log in. We found this out earlier too. Log in and then post a picture of you, a selfie, and write, "Give me a caricature of my profession," and see what it spits out at you, because it's gonna give you something. Could be random. I saw Jake Hamilton do his, and it was like Hollywood and all the cameras. It was so Jake.
Okay.
But no, I'd be curious to see.
I know.
It could be,
I'm
like,
curious. to know
Working out or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Maybe on the commercial break
And
we'll do it together.
if it comes out something just
Fun.
wildly
Accurate.
accurate, or perhaps inappropriate or something like that, then I will not be sharing.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Caitlin, before we go to break, have you ever used ChatGPT for suggestions on how to phrase things?
No.
Try it.
Ooh.
Like, how do I phrase it? Like, if you have a, what was I recently doing this for? It was some email, like I needed help with, hey, how do I phrase a certain thing?
Yes.
It gave me an amazing response, and then afterwards, it's like, I was like blown away by the first response. I'm like, no notes, that's perfect.
Yes.
But then it gives you like, but I can lighten it up, or I can make it a little more artsy, or I can, you know, and then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, my mom was asking me over the weekend, my parents were visiting, and about like home design and how to use ChatGPT. So even like my parents, she had a picture of like her fireplace. She's like, how can I fix this on a budget? And it'll tell you like, for $100, this is what you can purchase and this is what it will look like. And it'll spit out a picture. It's really beyond the beyond. But it's funny that you should mention like how to write things, because I've seen posts too on social media where it's like the millennial issue of exclamation point is too excited, period means you're mad, no punctuation means you're not intelligent, and a smiley face means it's like too kid-like. So like there's no appropriate way to
calibrate.
Like if you're writing an email to your boss or something, like how do I write this in the right way?
And then now you need to correct for it too, because I've noticed that ChatGPT in its writing, you know, it uses a lot of dashes.
Yeah.
And it also phrases things in sets of 3.
Okay.
It tends to do that. And so you also have to correct for, you don't want to send something back where the person reads it and says, oh, this was a computer that responded to me.
Okay.
You have to put that human overlay onto it.
May I suggest that we move forward and not have to fix the punctuation? Like, don't you feel like we should just be past that now? Like, you should be able to copy and paste that, I feel like.
You do?
Yeah, because you can read it and understand what it's saying.
But then are we even interacting with each other, Caitlin?
Well, you're telling
if I'm copying it, if you emailed me.
Yes.
Let's just say like a serious, like, let's just say work-related issue.
Okay.
And you got a response back to me that was copy and pasted from ChatGPT, would you feel like we were having
it?
You would be.
Yeah, because
you wouldn't feel like we were not having an actual dialogue.
Well, you read it first and you approved what it said, and I agree with what this is saying. Let me just send this message straight from this source. Because if you agree with whatever the words are, then that's fine.
Then that's you?
I think so. Especially when it comes to work stuff. If it's like your best friend and you, how do I reply to this situation with my bestie? Like, that might be a little bit less personal.
Okay. You know what? It's kind of reminding me of the real heartfelt card that you buy at Walgreens.
Exactly,
you know, where it's like, you know, a huge paragraph. It's like you give it to the person and you take the words at face value. So you're fine. So I always gravitate away from those. I think this is just a personality difference, because I always gravitate away from those cards because I'm like, I would never say that. I would never write that. That's not my own words. It's not.
We're getting the hard rap here, Anthony.
Okay. We're going to go to break, and we get to talk about
Disney on Ice.
not AI philosophy coming up. Disney on Ice.
So excited about
this.
Fantastic.
Stay with us.
For most people, it's a big
2025 Disney on Ice back to Chicago. If you missed it last year, you can go this year. 2 different shows. Also, it'll be at 2 different venues while it's back in town. So we're getting a preview this morning with Andrew Austin, Disney on Ice performer. Thank you for joining us this morning, Andrew. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Thank you for having me.
There
yes,
you
I can
are.
hear you. I can see you.
Okay, Andrew, first of all, let me just say, I took my kiddos to Disney on Ice a couple weeks back. I was so nervous. It felt like we were talking earlier this morning, Cirque du Soleil movements, the way that you guys get thrown around up in the rafters, basically. I was just holding my breath. It was phenomenal. Beyond the beyond. The show was wonderful. So thank you for everything you do. But in your words, because obviously you got the behind the scenes look, what do you think people can expect when they come to the show?
Well, they can expect a fun time for the whole family, not just the kids. We've got dazzling special effects like every Disney on Ice show. This Disney on Ice show also includes different aerial acts like a silk routine, Spanish web, strap routines. You might even see the ice get lit up on fire. We've got several segments. So, of course, all of our classic and favorites like Toy Story, Frozen, Elsa and Anna, Woody and Jessie with those. We've got a new segment with Zootopia where Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps are on the ice for the first time. Then we do Inside Out 2 where we get to meet Anxiety, who's a brand new character in the Disney on Ice world. And then we have Encanto, a tried and true staple of Disney on Ice. And then a brand new property with Moana 2, where we get to follow Moana around while she's trying to reconnect the people of the ocean.
So much variety in the show. Andrew, tell us about your role, or I'm guessing roles, with all that variety. What does a day in the life look like for Andrew Austin?
Well, I portray the role of Kristoff from Frozen. So I get to perform as him every show, which is really exciting. I'm also an ensemble performer who helps carry stories along in different segments. Like one of my favorite numbers to do is this number called Surface Pressure in Encanto, where I'm a background dancer and I'm a donkey for Luisa while she balances the world on her shoulders. So it's a really fun show, and my day-to-day is just honestly a dream.
Okay, so I have to know, you see this, okay, look at your screen right now, folks. The tricks, the acrobatics that have to be done. Look at this. Okay, so tell me, the lead up to this show, I could imagine months and months of practice and training. What was that like?
A lengthier rehearsal process in the beginning. In Florida, we kind of built the show and spent a few weeks, I think 5 or 6 weeks, really solidifying everything in the show, just so that it's wrapped up in a nice little bow and ready to be put on the road. And then every week we've got rehearsals with that as well.
It's super impressive. Andrew, I understand you are a local guy. How did you first become a performer and specifically get involved in skating?
So I've been skating for 21 years, since I was 6. I saw the movie Ice Princess, and that I said I wanted to do that. So Disney connection there. But I was a competitive skater for the longest time. And then when I decided to hang those skates up, the shows were calling my name, and Disney on Ice was the first one that I thought of.
Okay, so Andrew, I have to know too, are all of the performers professional ice skaters? Because it sure seems like it. Is this something that they've been doing their whole life? Or are these people who have professions outside of ice skating and this is like their side gig?
Well, right now we're all focused on making the best show that we can. So this is everyone's main gig right now. But we all come from different backgrounds. Like one of my best friends, she's who's in the show, she's also a chef. Like she went to culinary school and that was her thing. And then skating called her name. They called her to come back. So she did, and she's loving it. We're kind of all over the place in terms of background and like how we got here.
Wow.
I have to ask as well as we take a look at some of the costumes. Will you describe what it's like for us to do such complicated, advanced figure skating in those outfits?
Well, a lot of the times, I would say 95% of the time, the outfits are tailored to us. So we do have things like stretch fabric and things, but as a professional skater, you kind of learn to deal with whatever's kind of thrown at you, in a sense. Like some costumes might be a little bit bulkier than others, but that's just part of the job, and that's kind of what makes it fun for us. You know, a little bit of controlled chaos is fun.
Okay, so these ribbon tricks, and this one, for example, with Ariel, can you tell us, and you might not be able to, were there ever any close calls of, ooh, whoa, I let go for a second, or oh my goodness, I slipped a little bit?
I can't speak too much on that, but of course, as everyone learns these new skills, it's a learning process, right? So we all try to develop things on softer mats first before we even take it to the ice. And then once it's looking really good and safe, then we'll start to slowly build those tricks up on the ice as well, so that it's a pretty safe process.
All right, before we let you go, Andrew, how much longer does Chicagoland have to check out this iteration of the show?
So we have 2 more weeks, 1 week in Rosemont, and then another week in downtown Chicago at the United Center. In Rosemont, of course, is the Allstate Arena. And you can find all the information that you need at DisneyOnIce.com.
Good luck, Christoph. You were wonderful.
Christoph.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Christoph, a.k.a. Andrew Austin, Chicago's own Disney on Ice performer. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
I have to say, the show is phenomenal.
You and Bomke were both raving about it.
Yeah, it really is. And he mentioned, too, it's good for kids and adults. It really is.
Yeah.
It was super entertaining. And he mentioned the fire. They light up the...
I saw that.
Light it on fire.
How do they do that?
I don't even know. It's like a magic trick in a way.
Yeah.
They distract you over here with something while they're doing something over here, and then it's like, bam.
Well, I didn't understand the Cirque du Soleil comparison until I saw that footage right there. They really are
Up high.
Up high. They're doing all
lots
kinds of
spins
things.
by one hand with ice skates on. The mom and me came out.
I was curious about that too. He kind of smoothed it over and said, I can't really speak too much on that. You know, the risk factor.
But it's wild.
I mean,
they're swinging these folks around. It's a lot, but it's amazing. They're very talented.
Talent is kind of the theme of the show today, because coming up, we have another very talented individual that is going to be joining us, Suzanne Lopez. Not only is she the director of the Joffrey Academy, but she's a former Joffrey Ballet dancer, and she is going to be joining us via Zoom to talk about a new performance coming up this month. This is called American Icons. Do we get to talk with Suzanne right now, guys, or do we have to take a quick break first? We gotta go to break. Suzanne was right there.
Yes.
We will be back with her right after this.
10:36. Welcome back. So the Joffrey Ballet. I've never been. I am dying to go. This morning we're talking to Suzanne Lopez. She's the director of the Joffrey Academy and former Joffrey dancer, which is amazing. You worked under Robert Joffrey. Thank you for joining us this morning, Suzanne. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now your audio came on.
Yes,
We couldn't hear you
yes.
there for a second. You are good
you for having
to
me.
go.
Thanks for coming on. Okay, so this new show, can you tell us what people can expect?
Sure. So this is our winter program, and it kicks off the 70th anniversary of the Joffrey Ballet in 2026. So we're celebrating really the founders of our company and the choreographers that became choreographers after being dancers, and kind of the inspiration and motivation of what made this company the great company that it is. So we have 4 different works on the program, one choreographed by Robert Joffrey, who's obviously one of the founders, another work choreographed by Gerald Arpino, who's another co-founder, and then a work choreographed by Glenn Tetley, who is he was one of the original 6 dancers of the company back in 1956. And then last is a work by Martha Graham, who is an iconic choreographer in and of herself. And she really inspired, especially Gerald Arpino, as a choreographer. So it made sense to put her on this program.
That's so cool that you are honoring your past. Suzanne, will you kind of run us through a little bit about the early goings? I mean, everyone's heard the name Joffrey Ballet here in the 21st century, but tell us a little bit more about what it was like when it was just a company of 6 back in the mid-1950s. Sure.
So Robert Joffrey was really unlike most dancers growing up. He never really dreamed of being a dancer himself. He always wanted a company. So even at a very young age, he knew he wanted to be a director of a company. He had vision from very, very young age of making an American company that really highlighted historical works that should still be seen, but also at the same time and alongside of that, honoring and highlighting new choreography and works that were really going to kind of push the envelope for American audiences. And so he did that from the very beginning, and we're still doing that today. 70 years later, we are following in his vision. Ashley Weeder, our artistic director, is really has that same kind of roadmap for the company. So it's really, we keep going with that vision.
Okay, so before we get into American Icons, which is the name of this new show, I have to know, what was it like to be a dancer for the Joffrey Ballet? I can't even imagine. Is it kind of like what we see in the movies where it's this
Black Swan?
Yeah, incredibly disciplined profession?
Disciplined, yes. Black Swan, maybe
A
not.
little bit on the crazy, yeah.
Maybe not. But yes, it is. It looks very glamorous on stage, and that is the goal. We want to make, we work very hard to make everything look as easy as possible, as effortless as possible. But it's hard work. It's demanding physically. It really is an investment of everything, of your whole life. It really is, but it is also short-lived. It's because it's so physical, it's very athletic. So it's not a career you have until you retire at the end of your working life. So it's precious. We really want to take each day and make the most of it. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to do what you love.
Is it a common career path? You are a former dancer yourself. You mentioned that a lot of former dancers become choreographers after their dancing career is over, and then they're involved on kind of the management side of things. How common is it for that to kind of transpire once your dancing career is over?
I think it's really, I would say maybe 50-50 that that somebody stays in the dance world. Many people go on to be choreographers, or I was a rehearsal director after being a dancer before starting in the academy. Many people go on to teach ballet and other dance forms. So that definitely happens. It's the world we grew up in. Most of us have been doing this since we were very young. So for a lot of people, it's what they know the best, but it's not all that we know. And you know, we're already, the Joffrey, we're already encouraging the dancers now to think about their future. It's not something you can do the rest of your life, dance on stage, but they certainly have plenty to contribute. And at the very least, even if you leave the dance world, you remain a dancer inside forever, and you certainly remain a fan and an audience member.
Oh yeah, that discipline stays with you. So Suzanne, let's talk about American icons. Who are we highlighting and how during this show?
Yeah, so again, we're highlighting really our founders and the people that inspired them. So I think what is so beautiful about this program is that, you know, you say the word historic, and people might think old and boring, but I think that anyone would be really surprised at how timeless these works are, and what an enjoyable evening of dance this will be. So we have a work by each of the co-founders of our company, and then a work by Martha Graham that is going to be really beautiful on our dancers. It's modern work, barefoot, but our dancers can do anything, shows their versatility. And then this work by Glenn Tetley, Voluntaries, which is incredibly challenging but beautiful.
Okay, so the icons are the different pieces of work. They're the ones that inspire them.
And I'm curious, because there's 4 of them, it's almost like to a layperson like me, you know, I'm not a very familiar with ballet. I've seen the Joffrey and a couple of their performances in the Nutcracker. To the naked eye or the layperson, will it be obvious the differences between the style of choreography across these 4 different choreographers? It's almost like, you know, when you try red wine, some people can tell the difference completely. My palate is just not.
Yeah, for sure.
That's specific.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, is it obvious? Is it obvious to us lay people?
I think that some things will be. I mean, for instance, you know, 3 of the pieces, the ladies wear point shoes, and 1 piece is barefoot. So I think there will be kind of obvious things that jump out at you. But actually, what I think might even be more interesting is kind of finding the common thread through the pieces. Like we said, these works, some of them inspired the choreographers of other works. One of the choreographers came from the Joffrey, so they had done ballets by our founders and then went on and had their whole own career as a choreographer. So I think it might even be more interesting to find the similarities between the works and how that thread ties through to create our Joffrey history.
Okay, Suzanne, where should people go to get tickets and see these performances?
You can find all the information about our performances at joffrey.org on our website. You can buy tickets there as well. And we hope to see you in the theater.
Congratulations on such a long run of success over at the Joffrey. It's just such an important part of the fabric of the city of Chicago, and we send you our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Paul Chicago as well, part of the fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Of the city. They're just such a great shelter.
We should have them on every day. We got 2 pepperonis in the house.
They're so cute,
what are
too.
They again? Shark and
tilapia.
Tilapia.
I wonder
names.
if the shark is always going after, you know, it's
maybe
the big fish
with
eats
the
a
jaws.
little bit.
I wonder if Pepsi got adopted. Remember Pepsi
little
and the
Pepsi
siblings?
was
Pepsi
so
and Dr.
cute.
Pepper and Fanta.
But okay, so the
Thanks for that,
reason we are having 2 puppies in here is because they are about to do this thing, slice of, what's it again?
Oh, the pizza.
Yes.
Let's
slice to meet you. Slice to meet you. And they're doing a cool
fundraiser
during the Super Bowl, or in honor of the Super Bowl. So we're going to meet these cute little puppies when we come back after this, everybody.
If you're just listening, stop, because you got to see these two little
Get to the
pepperonis.
screen. Get to the screen.
The pepperonis and the pepperonis, that is. Pause Chicago, raising money this Super Bowl Sunday with a special event you won't want to miss out on. We're talking about a special pizza, Peace Pizzeria, and a group of celebrity chefs. They're going to help raise money for local animals in need. And we're joined here this morning by Jill Sire. She's the Assistant Director of Community Partnerships, and Ashley Pajasic. She is the Media Relations and Communications Associate. And by the way, these babies, they're very playful, super fun. They had some toys off screen. So, you know, we're going to roll with it. If they want to, you could even let the puppy get down if you want. I don't know if it'll go after the pizza. Okay, so let's talk about our two guests of honor. First of all, let's talk about this litter of puppies.
Yes, so this is Shark, and this little girl is Tilapia. They are 3.5 months old, and they came in with 3 other litter mates, and so they got their spay-neuter surgeries, everything they needed over at our medical center, and then made their way to our adoption center pretty quickly. So they're all available for adoption now if you're interested. We're at 1997 North Clybourne.
Look at this face.
Jill, where did, do we know where this litter came from?
They came from one of Paw's transfer partners. So these are some southern pets, and they are up here enjoying their first Chicago winter.
Oh.
Do we know, like, maybe what they are?
We don't.
Do we have any guesses?
We don't know about mom or dad. We do think they're going to be medium to big. They have some pretty big paws, and they're only 3.5 months old, so they're pretty big for their age, but they're so sweet. They're dog friendly. They were great in the car. These are great puppies.
Little angels, like, fell asleep in the car.
They did. So Tilapia is a girl?
Yes.
And then is Shark a boy?
Shark is a boy.
How about their other litter mates? There's 3 other siblings?
Yes, I think it's 2 other girls and 1 other boy.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question. You guys might not even know the answer to this, but before we came to commercial break, do you guys know if Pepsi was adopted?
Pepsi was. Pepsi was adopted over the weekend.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Fabulous.
Very exciting news.
Okay, so let's talk about this event that you guys have. You obviously have this pizza pie in front of us. What are we looking at here?
So this is the Wiener Circle Pizza. This pizza kicks off on Super Bowl Sunday, so February 8th. We have teamed up with Peace Pizzeria for the 4th year in a row for Slice to Meet You. So every every one of these specialty pizzas that's ordered triggers usually a $70 donation for January and March. But for the month of February, it's an $80 donation because there is an extra matching donor. So it's a huge fundraiser for Paws, really getting the community involved. It's one of our favorite campaigns of the year.
That is so great. So where do these matching, so these are just generous donors that have said, okay, I will donate a certain amount for every piece pizza that is specialty pizza that is ordered from there.
So this was all orchestrated by the owner of Peace Pizzeria. He's a big fan of Paws, Bill Jacobs. We love him dearly. He really has gotten behind the cause at Paws and is great at getting his community involved, finding these matching donors, and getting them to support this wonderful campaign.
So the pizza smells great.
Yes.
What are we looking at for toppings?
It is a grilled Polish sausage, grilled onions, both from the Wiener Circle, and then chopped sport peppers for a little Chicago taste on a piece red sauce and mozzarella cheese.
Well stated.
Thank you.
Very well stated. How did this partnership, because we got Peace Pizza and we got our friends over at the Wiener Circle, how did that connection come about?
That's another connection through Peace Pizza. You know, I think the restaurants in Chicago are great at supporting each other. And Wiener Circle was interested in helping. They love pets too, so they got on board last year and we're happy that they came back this year.
Okay, so Paws Chicago, you guys have a lot going on. Obviously, this is a huge opportunity for people to donate by buying a delicious pizza. What else is happening coming up here soon? How can people help out Paws?
Of course. This Saturday, February 7th, we have an adoption event at the Mariano's in South Loop.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to bring some puppies like tilapia and shark. And yeah, hope we can get some community to come out and do some adoptions, as well as,
you need to get some exercise around here, do some laps.
Yes. But yeah, so that'll be at the Mariano's in South Loop. And then we also have our first signature event of the season coming up. It's Animal Magnetism.
Yes.
It's going to be on April 10th.
Okay.
How does that, tell me more about Animal Magnetism and what that's all about.
Yeah, Animal Magnetism is hosted by the Paws Young Professional Board. So it's really millennials and above coming together, celebrating Paws and our mission and supporting the mission. It's at Morgan Manufacturing in the West Loop.
Great venue.
Yes, it's really fun. It's like a gala-style event, except there are food stations. There's a DJ making it really fun. Our feeding partner will be doing a really cool treat station and photo op. So it's a great event to come out, have some fun, raise some money for pets like these two.
I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Dog friendly.
Dog friendly.
Dog friendly?
Dog friendly. Okay. So speaking of the Super Bowl, is the Puppy Bowl that's something you guys at Paws watch and get excited about?
Yeah, we've participated in the past. We're not doing it this year, but you know, we always love seeing Chicago be represented in the Puppy Bowl, so it's very exciting. You know, spotlights these wonderful pets that are available for adoption.
Yeah, I think we have a couple players this year. Yeah, exactly. Tell me how the events, when you guys go out into the community, kind of work. You mentioned you're going to be at Mariano's in South Loop this Saturday, right? Or,
correct.
How does that work? You bring out some puppies with you, and then do you typically find families right then and there that say, oh my gosh, I love this thing, I'm going home, I'm getting my family? Like, does it work like that?
Yeah, it's really exciting. You know, some people find out through either, you know, something like this and they're watching the news and they're like, oh great, you know, I got to do some grocery shopping anyways, and, you know, head over to Mariano's.
Yeah.
Or it's just all by coincidence and they happen to be there and they have their whole family and they're like, you know what, this puppy's for me. And yeah, it's really a community event where everybody can come together. You know, you bring the whole family out. If you have any resident dogs, we do suggest that you bring them with you.
Right.
So we can make sure that the dogs match each other's energy, and you're not just bringing a little surprise home to the other dog.
Does that usually reveal itself? Does that usually reveal itself in the first few minutes or seconds when two dogs are? I'm not a dog owner, so does that, you know, when I see all the puppies and dogs playing together at the dog park, I'm like, oh, everyone gets along. You know?
Yeah, usually dog owners, they know their dog. They know what to look for if their dog is stressed or uncomfortable. But we also have a team of trainers and trained volunteers who know what cues to look for that might be less obvious to make sure that it's a good fit and nobody is stressed, nervous, feeling aggressive.
I
any of
love that.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe there's somebody who's watching who says, I've got a very particular situation where maybe they're an elderly person. They can't get up and exercise their pet. Do you guys have a wide variety of dogs right now available for adoption for people of all age groups in different world scenarios?
Yeah, we always have a variety of animals, you know, from puppies as young as 2.5 months old, and we also have senior pets. A lot of our senior pets come from Chicago Animal Care and Control. There's a high relinquishment rate going on there right now. So it's important for us to pull some of those more senior pets who might not have that good of a chance in a city pound. So it's exciting when we get some senior pups adopted.
Yeah, because obviously the young ones, look at these guys. They sell themselves.
Puppies are for
and they
everybody.
get, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, my heart does go out. Oh, Jill's got all the love.
It's the bestie.
Now I understand why you do what you do. Look at that. Just like in heaven over there. Look at that. How can you endorphins. I can feel like the serotonin boost.
They're perfect.
Just come and adopt both. They got to stay together.
One of you, we have another minute or so left, but just talk about the status of the shelter right now. I know that things ebb and flow, and sometimes things are more dire than others. Well, how is it going over there, kind of overall, with regard to the, I don't want to call it inventory because that objectifies these, but the amount of pets that need forever homes right now, and supply and demand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a huge demand for adoptions. You know, right now, after the holidays, we see a little bit of a lull, just because there's such a huge adoption rate during the holidays. You know, it's a wonderful time, the whole family's together. But you know, now people are kind of getting back on track, back to like their normal lives. So we definitely do need adopters to come out and, you know, take these guys home.
Adopters and fosters.
Fosters are huge. Yes, fostering is huge.
Yeah.
I myself am a foster. It's exciting, you know, you do get people where they foster fail and it turns into an adoption anyways. But even just fostering for a weekend can make a difference, because if a dog is in your home rather than in the shelter, we can pull another dog from Chicago Animal Care and Control.
And get him off the cold streets.
Exactly. It's with the weather right now, it's
more dire than ever.
We are out of time, but once again, if folks want to come out Saturday, where are they going?
Yes, to the Marianos in South Loop from noon to 3.
Playtime with Shark and Tilapia. Look at them. Oh.
They're just besties.
Sibling rivalry over there.
Right? Right?
Jill and Ashley, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And the pizza smells great, by the way, if you're curious at home.
Wiener
Get
Circle.
you one of those pizzas.
Chicago-style hot dog, or Polish, sorry, Polish, with grilled onions.
Yeah.
Grilled
That's
onions
key.
and chopped sport peppers. Yes.
Yes, the chopped sport peppers are key. And I hope there's a little celery salt option that you can do. Make it full out.
Okay.
Chicago-style dog. We got more Chicago Now right after this short break. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Doe.
Chicago now, 11:01. I am covered in dog hair and I smell like a puppy. But you know what? I'm so happy about it because Shark and
smell like
Tilapia,
puppies.
they were very entertaining.
They were so
very
cute.
And I got them warmed up for camera, everyone. That's why they were so good. I had them play around a little bit. But welcome to your Tuesday. I'm Gabriela Primus.
And I'm Tia Ewing. I'm happy to be here. It's a good day.
I am too. You know what's the difference maker for me? The sun is shining.
Oh,
yesterday the sun was not shining while we were up here, and it's so nice and bright that it actually got to me.
Yeah.
Took a little nap when I got home.
I don't know why I'm so upbeat today, but hey, let's just roll through the week. Let's get
because you have a nice cup of coffee.
I do, provided by one of our producers.
A little extra. Who knows?
It's really good.
No one
really good. No, what you think something's in it? You know, I only drink usually seriously like twice a year. Did you know that?
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like twice a year I drink alcohol, and mostly it's on this show.
You know what? Actually, I didn't know that because you and I talked about this before. I guess my hair is covering up the microphone.
Yeah.
But you and I had talked about this before because I don't really drink all that often either.
Twice a year, maybe.
I think that's our generation, though. Like, you know, we're kind of.
I look like I'm part of your generation.
You do. It's the flawless skin, everyone.
Yeah.
Take a note out of Tia Ewing's
God's
handbook.
been good to me.
But also, we have someone else who's going to help you look a little bit better. Once a Hollywood makeup artist, always a Hollywood makeup artist. She has helped a big star, Selena Gomez, get her best looks, but now she's you know, turning her life as an influencer.
She's doing good.
And she's in Chicago. We have her here in studio. You're going to meet her in just a second. But also we're going to be talking about a new book that's helping people come out stronger after facing trauma in their life, so breaking that down. Also offering, some help. Maybe you know someone at home who has had an experience and they'd like to work through it. But first, we have some trending stories to go through.
Yes, we do.
Tia, you said that you've actually seen this out in the wild.
Yeah, so apparently one of the social media influencers out there posted that at Oakbrook Mall they have preferred parking. I first saw this at the Aurora outlet malls, which if you ever gone to the Aurora outlet malls, especially around the holidays, parking is a premium for real. So I don't think people mind paying. And honestly, looking at these prices, I'm kind of shocked how affordable this is over at Oakbrook Mall. You scan this QR code, and then from there it links you to however you decide to pay. They also have it at fashion outlets in Rosemont as well. So here are the prices for 1 hour. You'll pay $3, for 2 hours $5, 3 hours $7, 4 hours $9, and 5 hours $11. And what happens is, you know, especially if you've gone to, listen, okay, let's just preface this with this. I'm not a shopper, but when I shop, I tend to go out to do so. And I've been to all of these malls. I've been to fashion outlets in Rosemont. I was just at Oakbrook this weekend. And sometimes, you know, especially at Rosemont, that parking garage gets full. And it's like a merry-go-round. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. You're looking for a spot. So I can see why somebody would want to pay. The problem at some of these locations, though, that preferred parking isn't like a lot of it. It's not a lot of it. It fills
Probably
up.
like what?
Well, over at
20, 30 spots?
Over at Aurora, there may be like maybe 10 spots, maybe 12. So that's not a lot. And over at fashion outlets in Rosemont, I feel like it's about the same. I could be wrong, but it's literally as soon as you pull in, if I'm not mistaken, that's the premium spots right there. You can go straight in the door. So it's not a lot of options there. So you're still, in some cases, even if you have the money to be able to afford this, chances are you're not going to get it unless you get there early.
Yeah, because most of the, you know, premium spots are handicap spots. Yeah, or handicap spots, or they're gone already. But I mean, it's definitely timely with the freezing temperatures that we saw last week. I'd be paying, I'm going to tell you, I would pay $3 to get a front row spot. Front row. You know,
it is front row.
It is front. Okay,
that's front row.
All right.
Now at the outlets in Aurora, for example, the spots are right outside of off Saks, which if you're trying to get to like a Nike store or something like that, you're gonna have to walk. Okay,
that's
so
true.
It's not like super premium, but I think the biggest thing here with this is really it's the convenience, obviously. But I know it may sound like a little money, $3 for an hour. But a lot of people don't have that kind of money. You're already going to the mall, you're already spending more, you're already being hit with tariffs on certain things.
Well, and if you're in the city of Chicago, man, you're paying a lot. Like, so this is suburbs, of course. So, you know, people have, and that's part of living in the suburbs and going out in the suburbs, that you have the luxury of being able to get somewhat free parking. Yeah, a little drink.
You really think something's in this?
No, I don't, Tia.
This is a vanilla latte, courtesy of one of the producers, Sloan. And in it, I will admit this part. I can't believe I'm gonna admit this. So in the fridge here at work, okay, and I don't advocate for you doing this at your job, but people have all kinds of creamers. I hope they didn't poison it, but this is someone's creamer. Thank you so much. I will pay you back.
You have to do it every once in a while.
I will pay you back.
You're that person.
Is that considered stealing?
And you know what, Tia? It probably says their name so big.
Oh, it says it on the top. I don't want to say whose it is. I saw him today.
I almost did it. I almost did it a while ago.
Is that stealing?
No.
It is.
They're not doing every day.
I could get fired now, and I said this on TV. HR is probably
You're good.
watching.
You're good. You know what? You're friends with enough
theft.
people. I think that they're going to be okay with
Theft by deception is what that is. I'll return it.
So you can pay for parking, but you're not going to pay for your own creamer, huh? That's messed up, Tia.
I don't want to pay for the parking.
Well, you know what? Speaking of, have you gone to the Trevi Fountain before?
No, I have not.
No, I have not either.
That is so good.
But they're taking a page out of Oakbrook Mall's book. Actually, no, it's probably the other way around. But you know what? I could see it. As of Monday, you'll have to pay $2.35 if you want to toss a coin into the fountain, Trevi Fountain we're talking about. And if you've already, you're already kind of paying a couple $1,000s to be there in general, so that's another few dollars. Visitors can still see it from the perimeter, so from far away, for free. But residents of Rome won't have to pay for it. It's an effort from the mayor to cut down overcrowding and raise money to preserve these historic sites.
I understand that, but I mean, people have paid to get there, right? That there is a trip involved with going there, right? So most people, if you're from there, it's kind of like here, right? We're used to the bean.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not waking up in the morning necessarily, you know, and on our weekend going to the bean unless we have visitors in town. So you're charging tourists who are already paying, in some cases, probably a good amount of money to just throw a coin.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
More than 9 million people visit the fountain every year. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, but you couldn't tax something else. That's all I'm saying. That's essentially like a tax.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess I'm just asking if you couldn't tax, you know, something else that seems a little bit more reasonable. That does not seem reasonable to me.
Yeah,
to charge me to put a coin in a fountain.
Tax your espresso a little more.
Am I wrong on this one?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I
But
mean,
you know what,
everybody's
Tia?
trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Is it me?
We are not going to.
Okay, I'll fix it here.
You know, she's telling us hair.
Okay.
That's all we.
Don't worry, I'm gonna go bald like the man that we did the story on who had the hairpiece on that got knocked
Tia's
off.
gonna talk her
Jarrell
to
Miller.
off. Yeah, that's what's
Jarrell Miller. I'm gonna go Jarrell Miller style.
Anyways, my last words on this with charging for these new things, including when you're on this $1,000 vacation, more than $1,000 vacation, is that. You know what? They've set these prices, and really it's frustrating because you and I can't do anything about it, and so that's why I give it no energy. And I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Pay, I guess you're going to have to pay. That's annoying.
I guess
this is a little bit better.
I guess some people may say it's only $2.35, but that's a lot of money for a lot of people. I say that all the time.
What if you're visiting with like a busload of, you know,
y'all gonna have to pay
from a Catholic
You won't be
school
throwing a coin.
I guess not.
Record one person, I guess, throwing it, social media, and you guys just share the video. Okay, we got to talk about this because I disagree with this.
I think you've disagreed with all of them.
I got a disagreement spirit today. I need to get myself together. I agree, but I disagree. So this card literally says 32 is the new 16. Now you can break down the why, but here's why I disagree with it. Because I'm such a mom today, almost like a grandma today. Because the problem is a lot of these people are taking this literally. You 32, you're wearing 16-year-olds clothes. And I got to see you walking down Michigan Avenue basically with no clothes on. Yes, I see your face behind there, Mia. But that's the mindset that comes with that. 32 is the new 16. It comes with thinking that you're still young. And in some ways, it's okay to grow old. You know, that's the part of it. Now, I haven't read the rest, but that's my take on that. Put some clothes on.
I've only skimmed it. I think we're taking it a little too literal. Maybe. Let's see. The traditional Sweet 16 birthday celebration is being replaced. People are deciding to celebrate 32 instead. So the trend is taking off on social media because it was inspired by Sex and the City when Carrie Bradshaw.
I love Sex and the City.
Yeah. So she was celebrating 32 years old as a single, successful lady learning about life in the series that came out. It was 98 or something like that. So more women are trying to follow Carrie's footsteps and also celebrating being that age. So I don't think it's necessarily like, oh, you know what, this is my sweet. They take it literal without even knowing.
I have an influencer that I love who is astounding for so many reasons. I watched her rise from the ashes, doing makeup in her little apartment, to now being a multimillionaire, probably getting close to being a billionaire. And she went on a trip to Aspen this past weekend, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. She laid out all her clothes and, you know, stuff that, you know, we can only dream of before that. And then she put on this outfit, and it was her and her husband with another couple. And her whole outfit was see-through. You saw everything. And I thought, if I'm the other couple, I'm leaving. You're not showing up wearing that with my man. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in some cases, I think that we're taking these age things too literal. We think, oh, 40 is the new 20. No, you 40, baby, and your knees will let you know you are not Megan Thee Stallion. Try to drop it low. Your knees will let you know that you are 40 or 45 or 55. I don't care what you put on.
That's true.
Your body will let you know. Trust me, I went to the gym this morning, and it made it very clear that I am over 40. Did you know I was over 40?
You're not over 40.
Definitely over 40.
You're for real?
Dead serious.
Look, I'm
not ashamed.
I'm here calling to you.
I'm 40 plus and fine.
And I'm the top of the Gen Z, essentially.
I'm fine, but I'm okay with my age. I'm not, you know, hiding it. It is what it is.
You are aging like fine wine.
Put me on camera 12. Come on, pop it up. Don't you see those grays in there?
No.
Yeah, they in there, baby.
You know what? My mom found a gray hair in my head. My mom found a gray hair in my head, and I am not even.
I'm good in gray, and that's okay.
What? It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, we got to accept who we are. It's okay.
Don't come to us and saying that you're celebrating your 32nd birthday. No, I'm saying tell the viewers.
Okay.
And say you had this whole thing and you wore a see-through outfit, because someone's going to have some words for you. Okay?
I do like the concept, though, of, you know,
celebrating an older age. Yeah.
Celebrating youth.
And you know what? When you do go all out for a birthday, when you're a little older, you can remember it a little more. Because like Sweet 16, actually my mom did a little Sweet 16. Nothing like you saw on MTV.
No, mine either.
Nothing like you saw like MTV. Yeah. And we had, mine was at a golf course. Like
that's nice. Mine was in the backyard.
No, but it was in like a small town in South Dakota. So it was still very nice, but it wasn't like one of these golf courses in the suburbs of Chicago.
Do you remember how many people came?
Like 30.
So,
30
so
to
it was
50?
at a golf course, and then do you remember the activities that you did? I remember mine like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, well we had like, she decorated it all colorful. She did a little photo shoot with a family friend before.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was cute. I was like holding balloons, you know, it was like,
Mine was in the backyard on 111th and Green. If you know where it is, I'm from Chicago, and it was a townhouse, really like a row house, and the backyard was as wide as this chair, and we was in there crammed up. My birthday is in the summertime. When you talk about hot, I mean, it was a great party. You know, I wish you would have come. She's behind the camera looking at me. It was a great party, but it was so hot, and I was so thankful that my mother did it. It's really one of the only memorable parties I have from my youth. I don't remember any other
honestly,
parties.
for me too, actually. My mom did a lot for that. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, thanks,
It
Mom.
wasn't like what we saw on MTV, and that's okay. It matters that you put your heart into it. Can I say something that annoyed me?
I want to hear
I actually have not told this story in a while.
Tell it.
Let me see if I remember everything.
Don't get nobody mad.
So you remember, I moved to small town South Dakota, and I'm probably one of the only Latin people in this area. And so one of our teachers, not naming names, but
you should call her out.
But she was a health teacher. Okay, I'm going to say she's a health teacher, and she was telling a class, like maybe a semester later, that I had a quinceañera. And I was like, wait, no, I didn't. She just assumed, since I was Latin,
because of your
that I had, that I had a quinceañera, and was like telling and everyone's like, oh, you had this, that. Why was I? It was just weird. I was like, why are you gonna go around?
Now say that word for me one more time. And the reason why I'm gonna have you say it for me is because I had to say that word one time on TV when I worked in Sacramento, California. It was a party. I don't remember what happened, but I had to say the word, and I said it wrong. And when I tell you that phone blew off the hook. And I have not had the nerve to say it again because I felt like a quinceañera.
Well, you can say quinceañera. Like,
well, I want to hear you say it.
Quinceañera?
Quinceañera. Quinceañera.
It is kind of a complicated one.
Yeah, they blew that phone up, and I was like, man, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying to learn.
It's also funny because you can say something off air, but as soon as it comes off that teleprompter,
it's different on a prompter.
It's different. Kwame Raoul. I can say it a million times.
But in that prompter.
So this morning it came on the teleprompter.
What did you call him? Do you remember?
I just said Kwame Raoul. And I was like, wait a second, that's not right.
So when that happens to me, and because people always say, you know, what's the most embarrassing thing? And that is, in our career, one of the most embarrassing things for us is to mispronounce things. And when that happens to me, I just try to remember, like, what's their title?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so if I can't get it right away,
look at the director in the back is calling me out. He's trying to call me out from this morning.
Things happen. Nobody's perfect.
It was 4:30, Claudio.
It's not, nobody's perfect. Kwame Raul, quinceañera. I mean, I'm trying.
You got it. You got it.
Did I get it? Okay, good. Because I've been afraid to say it ever since. And when it comes up in a prompt, actually, it came up in a script here, and I just put Sweet 16. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was nervous that I messed it up again.
Same div.
All right, what else we got here? We got to talk to Melissa Murdoch coming up.
I am so excited for this.
I am too.
I've been following her for a while.
She's moved to Chicago. She has a whole lot going on, especially on TikTok. Was definitely, you know, big when it came to Selena Gomez during her makeup, but she's kind of paved her own lane now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to her coming up right after this quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm
Welcome back to Chicago Now. Okay, let's sit down and we're going to be girls. Okay?
Yes, I am a girl's girl.
This is a very girly topic, but if you're a man at home, or you know, maybe you like exploring with makeup, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to listen up. So a lot of people, they take makeup advice online, right? And people are telling me to remove my hair again. A lot of people take makeup advice online.
Yes, they do.
Sometimes they don't know if it's coming from a true professional. Well, this right here, everyone, is a true professional working with celebrities. Melissa Murdoch is a makeup artist who used to work with Selena Gomez, and I know that you have paved your way, as Tia said, into your old social media network. Tell us about how you got your start, though, because you told me you're from North Carolina, was it?
Yes.
Moved over to LA, and here you are in Chicago.
Yeah, I had one of those, you know, always knew I wanted to be this kind of stories. So when I was a teenager, I knew I wanted to be a makeup artist, and I was very lucky to have parents who were supportive. They didn't tell me, no, you shouldn't do that, you have to get a normal job, blah, blah, blah. So when I was 21, I packed up my little suitcase and flew all the way to Los Angeles and started kind of crawling my way through the entertainment industry. It took a long time. This is not a quick, you know, rise to fame by any means. I've been doing this for quite a while.
What was that big break? What happened that gave you that big break? Because oftentimes we hear people, they say, I moved to LA, I was a waitress on the side, I was working at a restaurant, serving up, you know, tables. How did you get that big break to end up, you know, right in front of Selena Gomez?
It was the culmination of years of work. There's never really one big moment. I had that same exact story. I moved to LA. I was completely broke. I didn't have a car for years. I was working odd jobs. I was cleaning apartments while riding my bicycle with a broom between my legs. Like crazy stuff just to make it, just to stay in LA. And I ended up assisting other makeup artists. That's a very common way to get into the industry. So you build a network, you build a portfolio. And I assisted other artists for about 5 years, and then you just start to get little opportunities. And I suppose if you were gonna, declare a big break, it was when I went on tour with Selena in 2016. So I did her revival tour makeup. We were on the road for like 3.5 months. And after that, I was just out on my own, got an agent, and the rest is history.
And look at you now.
Look at you.
Look at now.
And we're seeing some of your work come up on the screen.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. Your own makeup, your own canvas is flawless.
Thank you.
I'm almost scared to have you look at my face. One, I have to give you kudos because not having a car in Los Angeles had to have been very hard. You need
Pre-Uber.
Pre-Uber, everyone.
The bus with my giant makeup suitcase going hours at a time to get places.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, I hustled.
You have done your time. How is it working with some of these big name celebrities? I mean, we're seeing these people right here. And we see them all the time. Billie Eilish there.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everybody on there. It is very high performance pressure. You have to operate at a very high level. People are picking these celebrities apart. They are picking my work apart. So it is challenging, but in a way that I like. I really, really enjoyed it. And I know it's like cliche to say, it's like celebrities are people too, but I really enjoy interacting with people face to face. And that's what I loved about the job, is just having that connection and being able to support someone else in their career.
Your makeup on camera is absolutely flawless. I want to ask you some tips about that. But before we get to that, I want to ask you, because we've seen, as people that watch celebrities, right, and watch some of these docu-series and all this stuff, we see the makeup artists having 10 minutes and they got to whip it together. What is the craziest thing you've ever had to, create in a very short span of time? And have you been under that kind of pressure?
Oh, God, yes. Yes, that is very common. What goes on behind the scenes with celebrities is total madness most of the time, to be honest. It's not normally like, oh, we have all this time. It's like, I remember I got off a plane, I think it was like in Paris, and we had to be ready in like 30 minutes. And we were dealing with jet lag, under eye bags, like chaos, get ready, get out the door. And you just have to lock in,
I could see why you went so far, because honestly, Melissa, you have such a warm personality. Like as soon as you walked in through that door, like you have been, shoulder to shoulder with some of these really big names, but it seems like you really come in as yourself. Let's talk about your now social media page, because that also shines through social media, and I've been following you for a while now. What are you talking about there? Are you like using some of your tips and tricks that you used on some of these celebrities, or are you kind of stepping away from that and really showing just like, hey, this is what might suit you better? Or is it a mix?
It's a mix. I don't approach it through the celebrity lens traditionally, like use these celebrity hacks. It's more just my knowledge base that I've accumulated over all of these years. I mean, I started doing makeup when I was 16 and I'm 38, so it has been a long time. So I have a depth of knowledge, and that's what I'm sharing. When I'm doing any type of video, I want tips that people can use at home, that are practical, that solve their problems, and that's the entire point of view I have with my content, because nobody wants to sit down and get ready for 3 hours. I mean, some people do, but for the most part, nobody's asking for a 50-step routine. They're asking, how do I fix this issue? How can I do this quickly? So that's what I'm here to help with.
With your social media, has this led to partnerships for you? Because we've seen a lot of people, I was talking about one of the influencers that I follow a little bit earlier, and I watched her, go from her little apartment to then living in LA to owning a home in LA. Has it become like a lucrative, almost like business for you, the same way it was as doing makeup for celebrities was?
Absolutely. That is why I moved to Chicago last year, was because I decided to make the change to be a full-time influencer. I love teaching people. I actually really enjoy this. I'm not in it for, the fame and the glory and like the luxury lifestyle. I truly enjoy it. And yeah, I support myself with brand partnerships that are aligned, people would be surprised how much money a lot of us influencers turn down in deals that we think, you know, it's not a good product or something I can't stand behind. So, you know, you try and do your best, do it ethically, and yeah, it's been great. It's been such a blessing in my life to be able to transition into this, honestly.
I love that.
I'm happy for you because it sounds
Thank you.
I was just like kind of reflecting on what you had said with the chaos of being a celebrity or doing being associated with a celebrity, and I cannot imagine.
She's not gonna bash, but I've seen
and then
some
probably like photographers come up and, you know, want changes and stuff. Like, I could not even imagine, Melissa. Okay, but I want to pick your brain a little bit because we had some requests from the Peanut Gallery just about like things that you see on social media, you know, that we want to clear up because that's where a lot of people, at least me, I get some of my looks from. Number one, you mentioned using all the products. Like, they have videos where you're like, okay, we're going to start with like 5 moisturizers, 2 primers. We're going to start with a cream base, a liquid, and then we're going to put powder all over it. Do you need that many steps? Can you make it as simple, or do you need like the cream, the powder, etc.?
No, you can make it so much simpler. People way overcomplicate things. And I think part of where this comes from is people who are beauty enthusiasts making content. They love using all those products. They're like product junkies. So they want to layer all these things and use all these things. And since they're normally the ones giving kind of like the tutorials online, I think that's where it comes from, is people are like, well, shoot, now I have to do contour and I have to do bronzer and I have to do blush. And I barely ever wear bronzer. I contoured a teeny bit today just because I'm on camera, but for day to day especially, you know, it's choose your own adventure with makeup. You have to do what makes you feel comfortable and confident, and you don't have to do anything. Everything is optional.
What is the one thing you would say that people should never skip when it comes to their makeup?
Oh, mascara is my like desert island. That's like a personal thing. That's my desert island product. I'm like, I need something on my lashes at all times.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Because without a good lash, you look like a bald eagle. I say that all the time.
Yeah, that's a bald eagle.
You do. You look like you're just, I mean, just blank face.
That's true.
Your whole face could be done. Without a pop of lash, you look, I don't want to say casket ready, but pretty deceased.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's like bronzer, and then I need eyebrow gel. Why are my eyebrows so unruly? I don't get it. But also, it's maybe because I'm a hairy person.
I never even noticed them.
Oh,
just
they're
called them
very
out.
unruly.
I mean, I also use brow gel.
We're going to talk off camera about some of the things that I could fix.
I love what you have here. So is this just a blush, or is that almost like a highlight with blush?
Yeah.
I'll do a quick plug for Patrick Ta. This is his new blush color, Thank Me Later. It's a duo where you get a powder and a cream and you layer them, and it gives the little glow if you use the cream on top. So
beautiful.
I also like how you're making, you know, some of these kind of insider things that you might have to pay for, these services. For instance, getting your colors done and such.
Yes.
I saw a recent video from you, and it looks like it did pretty well, of how to determine what your colors,
your undertones.
Your undertones would be. Is that something important too, to kind of make these tips and tricks, but you know, more ready for anyone in the public?
Absolutely, and that's kind of the depth of knowledge that I'm able to bring that I think sometimes other beauty influencers aren't able to tap into. And some of these things are very subtle and difficult for people to grasp. So I'm just doing my best to break it down in a way that people can start to learn, start to understand, and start to kind of accumulate the knowledge they need to feel empowered in what they're doing, to feel like, okay, now I know what I'm looking for. I can do this. I can figure out what colors look good on me. I can get my own foundation match, things like that.
Melissa, what do you say to people? There are a lot of people right now that, I mean, it seems like every day they're just popping up saying, hey, I'm a makeup artist. And sometimes you're like, okay, I don't know if you're ready. If there's somebody watching right now, I didn't mean to be bad, like to bash when I said that. I was just being factual. But like, if there's somebody watching right now, they want to have that breakout moment where maybe they want to kind of follow your footsteps, where they pack up, maybe they want to move from Chicago to LA, or they want to launch themselves on social media. What would you say they need to do to prepare? Because in some cases, people aren't always going to school, you know, to be a makeup artist. It's almost like, you know, for a lot of people, it's a talent that they already have. Where would you say they should start?
Yeah, I mean, it is a talent that you can have naturally, but you have to cultivate it. and you can learn so much. My best advice is to learn from other pros. There are a lot of us on there now. I mean, most of the people that I follow may not necessarily be other makeup artists, but I follow dermatologists, cosmetic chemists, all these people who have that depth of knowledge. So I think in the modern sense of things, that's the best way, is to like study other professionals and what they're doing. Back in my day, we didn't have the YouTube, so I had to learn in person by assisting other makeup artists, and I read books. Talk about archaic. I read makeup books to learn makeup when I was a teenager.
That's a big deal.
Who knew? Who knows? Or who knew? Like you can learn something from textbook and such, because that's the foundation of everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that is the foundation, and who knew? Like people act like that doesn't exist.
That's all we had.
But I want to kind of ask you a question on that point, and I don't really know how to articulate it, but you know, like now you're coming into a time where a lot of people are getting popular on social media, and then they're finding the same breakthroughs maybe as you found through hard work and going to these celebrity scenes, maybe not having that pressure experience like you have. Did you kind of run into that as you were leaving the LA scene and coming into, you know, Chicago, like influencer scene?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. You mean young people getting too much money? Is that what we're kind of talking about?
or like they actually get to the spot and maybe they can't perform like they thought.
They're not really artists like you.
Ready.
They're not really,
Maybe. I mean, my thing is, I think people can gain success very quickly online, and that leads to its own like host of problems. I just, like I said, kind of see a lot of young people get a lot of money and then spend it all real fast, and I'm like, oh Lord, invest in a house, children. Do something. Put that in a 401k. Why are we buying Gucci every weekend, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. And you do see that on social media.
Yes.
Even if it may be faux, because some people want to do it for the show.
I know.
Of social media. I want to ask you this, because I've always wanted to ask somebody this who's an expert. Do you put on the foundation first and then put on the highlighter, or do you put highlighter on then foundation? Because you see people do both, flipping and flopping.
It's a trick question. Yeah, it's based on the effect you want. If you want it to look really like your skin is glowing from within, anything you want to see from within, you do under the foundation. So that's why you'll see people doing blush sometimes before foundation and things like that. But, you know, the most typical way to do highlighter would be after your foundation on top.
Okay.
Okay,
but it'll be a little more.
Yeah, like you're awake. You know,
yeah,
I'm asleep. I'm awake.
Yeah, because I'm putting on highlights. Okay, you're in Chicago now for a year, you said, after being in LA for years. How are you liking it? What are some things that you found that you appreciate about Chicago?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot to appreciate about Chicago. Number one, clean. Number two, so much to do here. It's a great foodie city. I live to eat, so I just love going to all the restaurants. I went to 3 Restaurant Week restaurants last week. I was hitting it up. I was like, dinner, brunch, lunch.
As you
love that. I have to ask you, thin crust or deep dish?
I'm kind of in the middle because I'm not really a Chicago person. So I've had deep dish and I'm like, okay, like I get it, but I don't think I crave it as much. Isn't that a tourist thing?
It's like, well, a lot of people here do like it that are from Chicago, but it is more touristy. But it's also like, do you want a meal or do you want a little bit of a taste? You know, because deep dish is
a lot. It's a lot. You can have like a slice and be done.
Yeah, we can have some tips for you off camera about about some
restaurants
stuff. Unfortunately, I wish it was just for tourists because maybe I'd eat a little less, but I find myself eating it way too much. Okay, Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. One more time for people at home, where can they follow you?
Oh my gosh, yes. Follow me. I'm on Instagram. I go by Makeup by Melissa M. I'm also on TikTok at It's Makeup by Melissa M. And I'm on YouTube at The Makeup by Melissa M. Yes, we've got all the varieties because my handle was taken on all the other platforms. So
no, I don't like that.
I have a quick question for you. Have you considered maybe doing meetups?
That's so funny. That's exactly what
a lot of influencers do meetups, especially when they notice that they have this huge crowd, maybe from Chicago, that are like following you, or like in LA or anything like that. Have you considered that?
I've thought of doing master classes because for me, I'd have to do it in a way that's useful to other people because it feels too weird to have people just come be like, I follow you, I just want to meet you. I'm like, I want to help you. What can I do for you? So I've thought about doing an in-person master class.
Oh, that would
I would
be
like
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Let us know when you do it. We're
coming. And we will be the first to sign up. Thank you so much, Melissa. We appreciate your time, and we're going to have you back. When there's some kind of crazy...
Maybe we'll start with a blank canvas, and you can
Just kind of like
do
a
us up.
free, yeah, just like a free makeover.
I know. I was like, I feel that coming. Yeah.
I'll call you up. All right. We will have much more Chicago Now right after this break.
The social media role of what
Welcome back to Chicago Now. Maybe your ex, you don't want to remember him. You don't want to remember her. They're a roach to you.
Yeah.
Like a roach. Well, you can actually name them
Do you have
after a
horror
roach.
stories?
About an ex?
Yeah. I feel like you do.
I don't, honestly,
you're
because
gonna come back, you're gonna say no, and then you're gonna come back in
serious.
5 minutes with a crazy story.
I don't, and let me tell you why. Because when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I don't think about you. I don't want to call you. I'm not driving past your house looking for you. I don't even remember your name. You're history to me. This is Black History Month, so I love Black History Month. But you're history to me. I don't think about an ex, so
okay,
no.
so you're not going to
That's
be
why I wouldn't name him after a roach.
You're not going to be participating in this.
Too much
then.
credit.
Makes sense.
But I do like what this is standing for.
Okay, yeah, so the Brookfield Zoo is bringing back its awesome Valentine's Day tradition where you can name a roach after your ex. Girlfriend, boyfriend.
You're a roach.
Somebody, I don't know. All you need to just do is pay $15, donation to the zoo, and it's for a good cause.
I'm sorry. I mean, I just never thought about like in a angry moment or like being mad at somebody or over with somebody. I'm like, you're a roach. I mean, that's just
also, could you imagine that getting out and like the friend group, and then the friend group like be talking about like, oh, she's so crazy that she named a cockroach.
Exactly.
You went out of your way. That's a lot of energy to put into something.
Well, I like what it stands for, though.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. Well, you can. You're
given to the
cockroach
zoo.
in honor of the unspecial someone, and you don't need to feed the roaches to the animals because it's symbolic. But the Louisville Nature Center does do that.
This is the problem I have with it because you get an honorary certificate. So my question is, I haven't done this. So if your ex's name is George, okay, and I don't have an ex named George, but if your ex's name is George and you name a roach after George, does the honorary certificate now say George? Because now you got to look at George's name on the certificate.
And then it's just going to be a reminder.
It's over. I don't care, George. Just go live your life as a roach.
Okay, well, the names will be unveiled on a big board on Valentine's Day. Watch, you're going to see like 15 TIU wings on there.
Maybe. You want to pay $15? Cool.
Fine.
You have to make your donation by 5 in the evening on February 5th. 5 on 5. Remember that.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, okay. You're like,
all right.
Good.
Man, we should play that in the lottery. $15, 5 p.m. It's got to be in on February 5th.
Oh,
if you play and win, call me, okay? Because that's good. That's
Yeah. Hey, all right.
Just see.
All right. Here's a good idea.
Well, this is interesting. So Dave & Buster's now has engagement rings. They're putting 3-carat engagement rings worth $15,000 inside human crane games for Valentine's Day. It'll place 5 of these $15,000 3-carat engagement rings inside its viral human crane game, and it's only happening on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Rides on the human crane cost about $20 a person. This is really interesting. Yeah, so this experience is happening nationwide. There it is right there in Times Square, New York City. Also Los Angeles, in Hollywood. And this is in those stores only, so you will not find this here at home.
You're not going to say
it's not here in Chicago, but look at this. This is really cool.
The OP? The OP, Dave?
Orland Park. You in this Orland Park OP is ridiculous to me. The locations in Rosemont and Vernon Hills have human cranes at their locations, but they are not participating in this. That's really cool, though. Imagine, you know, you sign up $20 and you walk away with a $15,000 ring. I really like that.
Okay, I'd pay the $20, but how long is the line going to be for one? Also, I kind of want to see like a video of how this works. So, are you like hanging from something?
You're a human
crane.
I think you're, now I may be wrong about this, but I think you're like hanging down and you're grabbing.
Oh.
I think is how it works, but
I
don't quote me.
How long?
I feel like I've seen that somewhere on social, so we'll have to look it
Maybe
up.
these are the things I need to know. I don't know.
So here's a question.
Okay.
You take it away. This is about the friend's engagement party. A woman on Reddit made a post on the platform asking for advice after a fight with her friend. She says, listen, they've been close friends for years, but a week before a friend's engagement party, she asked the poster to not bring her husband along. She said it wouldn't be or look fair to the other guests who couldn't bring their partners, but they've been friends for years. Here's the problem. Other male friends were invited, and the poster's husband is part of the same friend group. The Reddit user says she wasn't comfortable attending a party celebrating someone else's relationship when she was told you can't even bring your own partner, and they've been married for 10 years.
Oh.
She stayed home, and her friend accused her of being passive-aggressive and told her to forget their relationship entirely. You know what? Now, that's a person I'm naming a roach after.
That is... So it does not need to be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. It could also be an ex.
She needs to be called a roach. That's mean.
Or boyfriend. Yeah, that's not cool.
You want me to leave my man at home, but you letting other, other men are going to be there as part of a friend group? I'm not understanding
Obviously,
this.
there's something that you're missing with that friendship, because I think she's just trying to find ways to drop you. To be honest with you, right?
Or maybe she don't want you happy, so she doesn't want your
But either way, like drop her. You know, like the writing's on the wall there. You know, so many people are in situations where they're like, oh, this or this person, wronged me. Well, they did it for reasons because they don't respect you. You need to drop them out of your life.
Would you name the person after a roach?
Yes, I would.
So in that case, you would.
Like, I've been married with my man for 10 years, and you're not gonna.
I can't bring him.
And you call us friends. Well, you're gonna also have to call him a friend too. You've been around. Like, if there was a true issue, I wonder if they've had problems in the past.
Maybe, I don't know. If her name is Sarah, whatever her name is, Latoya, whatever, you would be named after Roach at the Brookfields.
Yeah, good.
No, seriously, I wouldn't. I got to go back to the Roach thing. I love the concept, but I think for me, like, I don't have that kind of animosity to somebody. So, like, for me, in all seriousness, I would do it just to be funny and just to donate the money to the Brookfield Zoo. Because I don't have that kind of, animosity or bad feelings about people like that.
Because, again, it takes a lot of energy to be able to, to have to do that. That means that you're taking it home with you too much.
Roach. That's just so low to call somebody, name somebody after a roach. But I love the concept. I am going to do it. I'm going to
You're going to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to name a roach after you. No, not in a bad way. I'm saying because...
Tia.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because it would be memorable. She's not a roach. I like working with her. I'm saying it's a memorable thing. I don't have that kind of animosity against somebody, but I think it would be cool. The donation is the part that I care more about, and then you'll get the certificate.
Tia, I have a better way. I have a better way to do it. Name me after a star.
But there's no donation.
I'll find one for you. You could donate to me.
Find one.
You could donate to me.
We could each other, name each other after a roach. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
We don't have bad feelings
for each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna name a roach after you. I like that. Only because in my mind, it's a positive thing. And you get to keep the certificate. Would you hang it up?
I might. Okay, I'm trying to digest it still, Tia, because I thought
It's
you and
not
I were
negative.
friends. You and
No, I just gave you the whole
I was
layout.
trying to get you over to the OP, to the Dave & Buster's.
Please stop calling it OP, please.
Go hang out.
That sounds like a TV show over at the OP. No, I'm saying because I don't have animosity like that. I'm a genuine person. I think it would be cool if we named each other after a roach.
Let's do it. Let's do
There's
it.
nothing wrong with
You're
that.
right. You're right. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Now that we got that out the way, man, I'm hot now. You done got me all thinking I'm on the hot seat. Okay, we got to talk coming up to Anjanette Young. Of course, you will remember this. This was a raid done at the wrong home. But really, what I love about this is turning trauma upside down, really is what it's all about. She's been doing that ever since this happened back in 2019. We're going to talk to her about a book that you can now get your hands on, really trying to, look at the positive, out of such a negative situation. We're going to have her sitting right here in one of these brown chairs right after this break. We'll be right back.
These are the moments.
Welcome back to Chicago Now. This is a conversation that I'm so happy we're having. I know we've run into each other plenty of times and we've done stories together, but this is really something that I know you've been working on, and I'm happy to see it actually come to fruition. You'll remember back in 2019, Anjanette Young was the victim of a wrong raid at the wrong home. She was not the person that police were looking for, but that video went viral. You were in your home, minding your own business, and boom, your door was knocked down. And here we are today. This is launch day for her with her new book, Past the Pain, How to Emerge from Trauma with Purpose. Thank you so much for being with us, first of all. And talk about that, because it was traumatic. This was something that you were naked in your home, minding your business, and you were not the person police were looking for, but that video was shared not just here in Chicago, but across the country. What was that healing process like?
Yeah, thank you so much, Tia and Gabby, for having me here today. So excited because the book officially drops today, which is so exciting. And to answer your question, there really isn't words that I can describe on how I felt that night. And then even to the point of the entire world, Chicago and across the nation, seeing the body cam footage. That was a legal decision that we made to do the media story, because we were having so much pushback and challenges with holding the city and the police department accountable for what had happened to me, that showing the body cam footage was actually a legal strategy.
And it was a smart one, because it really got the story out there and let us know what happened to you, because without it, it would have been your words versus, you know, someone else's. So
absolutely, there was a point where it felt like the city was trying to sweep it under the rug. And through the legal strategies, working with my attorney, Keenan Salter, from Chicago, who is a civil rights attorney, and working with CBS 2 Chicago, and they had done stories prior to mine, and me finding out that there were so many other families who had that same experience.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about a story even this morning on Good Day Chicago. Rahm Emanuel is going to be what is he going to be testifying?
Yes.
He'll be speaking about something that happened in 2018, an incident where, you know, someone was wrongfully raided. You know, what specifically made you think, okay, you know, you're going to take this trauma and share a way for other people who experience trauma that wasn't their fault, that they didn't attract, and you know, help others?
Yeah, it was just that understanding, going through my own experience. So I am a licensed clinical social worker by profession, and so I know what trauma means from a clinical and professional perspective, and then having my own lived experience made me look at things a little bit different. And then understanding that I knew how to take care of myself because of my profession, but there are individuals and families and children who've had the very same experience that I have had, and they don't know what to do, and they don't know where to seek resources or how to navigate what they're feeling or thinking from the trauma.
I want to ask you, because releasing that, I want to go back to the video, because the video that was released really did kind of tell your story. But with that, in this world that we're living in, comes with a lot of things. On social media, you know, people will then bash the person who was the person that was harmed. How did you manage that, being that you do have, you know, the background as a social worker and all of that? How did you manage that? Because I'm sure maybe you may not have been prepared for all of what comes with releasing the video.
Absolutely. And when my attorney presented the strategy that we would release the video, he asked me, was I sure that I wanted to be so public with what I had experienced? And I wasn't sure that I wanted to be as public, but what I did know is that it was a legal strategy that was necessary in order to move things forward. And so I would say I wasn't actually prepared, and it was really hard for me. I experienced a lot of PTSD triggers. I went through major depression and had to take off work for 11 months as I was dealing with this. So those are things that I learned from myself, and I share in the book. I talk about how to manage through those moments of depression and PTSD. But it was important to me because I know that what I know as a profession, not everyone has access to. And I was already connected to a therapist before that happened. So it was almost like I had my therapist on speed dial when it did happen. And not everyone has connection to therapy at the time that they're experiencing their most traumatic moment.
You know, you kind of maybe mentioned this a little bit in some of your answers, but there might be people who are watching who have had something that's happened to them and it feels like it has a claim on them, right? How do you, like, you know, reclaim your life back? Is there one message in here that you'd like to share with people at home before they get your book that might help them through this process of reclaiming their life, forgetting or trying to, you know, work with what happened?
I think the most important message that I want people to take away from this book and how you reclaim yourself is find a community. Right? You cannot do this alone. And I was so fortunate to have an amazing church community and family community, and I was already connected to a therapist. All of those things were key in the moment. When you are by yourself and you're trying to navigate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, it helps to have someone that you can talk to. And the reason that this has been such a journey for me, or a mission that I've taken on, is because I know what it feels like from someone who has a lived experience. So it's important to me to show up for others and show them how I did it, and then stand beside them. So with this book, I'm not just saying this is how you do it. I'm saying if you need me, I will come and stand with you. And you mentioned that, the trial that's happening this week where Rahm Emanuel is testifying. I've connected with that family, and so there are times that actually, when we leave here today, I'm going over to the courthouse and I'm going to sit with that family and I'm going to support them as much as I can. And I've have had an opportunity to kind of do that across the state. Last week, I was in Springfield with the Massey family as they went through that with the sentencing for Sonia Massey. So that's my work now, is being available and offering that support in a way that only I know because I've had the lived experience.
So looking at your book, it looks like you kind of go through what happened, and then after that, you kind of go through, you know, things that happen in the nation that then triggered you, and then it's like you wrap it all up by kind of like finding yourself through self-care and therapy and all of that. And what I love is every single chapter, it ends with advice from a therapist. Was that intentional? Was there a reason why you ended every chapter with advice from a therapist?
That absolutely was intentional. And to shout out my own therapist, my very own therapist is the one that wrote the words in each of these chapters to help me to really shine a light on the importance of using therapy as a resource, and then the importance of how important it is to make those connections. And so that was very intentional.
Okay.
Perfect.
For people at home who are interested, congratulations.
Yes.
It is available today. Where can they find the book?
The book is on all platforms where books are sold, so Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Bookshop, Walmart, Target, all platforms.
I love it.
It's a powerful cover.
I want to ask you one final question. You can answer this in 20 seconds. What was the message behind the picture on the book?
Actually, that picture was taken by someone else when I was speaking at a rally. And I saw that picture in a news story and I loved it. And so I asked the person if I could have that picture. I don't know what I was thinking in that moment, but when I look at that picture, it shows the power that I want to give to this story.
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing your story, because I know it's helping a lot of people.
Thank you.
And being an advocate for a lot of people too. So thank you so much for coming on with us today. I hope it sells out everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Chicago Now. We will see you on Hump Day tomorrow. Stay safe, stay warm. Have a great rest of your day.
Interact.